All right, we got Gabriel Sousa in the building, my
Yes,
man.
sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How about yourself?
Absolutely amazing, especially when I see high-level grapplers like you here.
Thank you.
Have you ever competed here before?
No, first time ever in Istanbul. First time ever on the ACB as well. On the super
ACBJJ is
fight.
also
Yes.
first time, right?
I have competed the worlds in Moscow, Russia, but I never done the super fight before.
How did it go on the Worlds?
I won, I think, twice or three times.
There
if
we
I'm
go.
not wrong. Gi and no gi. But
Of course you
it
did.
was always fun.
I won both times. I won all of it. All right, man. Let me hear a little bit about your opponent. I know he's not that well known so far in the United States of America, even though I know he traveled there, trained in B team a little bit. They posted a couple of videos of him. It went kind of viral in the jiu-jitsu circles.
Yeah.
What do you know about him? What do you think is the biggest threat coming from him?
He's a beast. And then he's well-rounded too. He can wrestle, he can pass guard, he can play guard. So it's kind of like, it's kind of hard to predict what's gonna happen just because he can go for anything. And that's the beauty that I like about this matchup. You know, like I'm a person that I go out there and scrap no matter what you're gonna do, and he's the same way. So I think like we can put it on a show. As far as like knowing guard bag, I met him at Aiga when he fought Fabricio. I was on Fabricio's corner. I didn't know much about him back then, and then since then I've been following his career. He's amazing. You know, he's an amazing athlete. He's well accomplished as well. And I think just a little bit more time and the world's gonna find out who he is, like as an athlete, you know. But he's great, you know, great competitor, very respect as well. And yeah, so I've been following him up on the last 3 years, I think, since AIGA. And I know one day we'll cross paths just because we are on the same weight class. And yeah. I get the opportunity right now, and you're gonna make it happen Sunday.
He told me that there was a situation where you guys crossed paths somewhere on the camp,
Yes.
but they never managed to actually get around him because he was injured.
Yes.
So you guys couldn't roll.
Yep.
This is the first time you saw him, right?
So I saw
Second time.
Yes,
you
yes,
saw
yeah.
him,
I saw
right?
him in Almaty, Kazakhstan,
Right.
and then after in the camp. But he was, I think his knee was injured, so he couldn't train. But yeah.
But he was still sitting there and observing what was happening.
He was there. He was going for some practice and just watching. But honestly, I don't know if I would have trained with him back then. I'm not really the type of person that I train with people that I compete. You know, I'm just like, I know that one day we're gonna cross paths. It's, for me, just like I would rather not compete, and I feel like there's a lot of personal for me. I just like, I don't see the point of I wouldn't say helping, but be training with someone that sooner or later you're gonna be fighting. That's the way I see it. You know,
You don't want to let him feel your game? Like, what's the
I
situation
don't
there?
say it's feel the game, and you know you're gonna fight someone. You don't know what's the other person's intention. You know, and then things can get heat up during the training. We are athletes. We know how it happens from jiu-jitsu, and I know he's not a mean person. You know, he's like
of course,
a
super
great
nice,
guy.
respectful.
But it's just like when I train with intention, right? One of my goals is make you tap. So it's like when I'm training and trying to make him tap, some transit is gonna bring it up to the room. So probably gonna catch a lot of eyes, and you don't know which way it's gonna go. So like I always avoid training with people that I'm gonna fight in the future. If you are not with a same weight class, I don't mind training at all. But I just don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's the way that I was raised back home. Was just like kind of like we never had a rivalry. I would say because we never fought before, but we knew it's gonna happen sooner or later.
Has it been always like that, or this is something you had to learn maybe because there were some incidents with this?
It was always like that because especially where I come from a big city in Brazil, Fortaleza. It's so many jiu-jitsu gyms around. So it's kind of like people beef between them. But I was never the person that beef with nobody, but it was like, okay, you train at your gym. We don't train the people from the other gym. You know, it's more like the culture.
Okay.
Yes. Unless you guys are like, you go to high school together or you grow up together and then we both train in different gyms. We're probably going to get together and train. But it's not common. So I think that was just the way, like, when I entered the jiu-jitsu culture, like, not really training with people for the same weight class from different gyms. That was the way I did.
So there is a little concern that if you train with that person and he knows you're in the same weight class, he might like try to injure you or something to take it out of the game as well, right? So this
It could be.
I can see that potentially happening. Yeah.
It could be. I think just not starting drama, I would say. Or even like, I don't see the point of helping someone to get better that I'm gonna be fighting, or someone to get better. Like, you're not my friend. We're
Right.
not training partners. Why I'm helping you to get better. That's the mindset I have.
Okay.
You know, even though we were in the training camp under the same sponsor,
Right.
but he's not my training partner. I'm not his training partner, and we're gonna fight. So for me, there is no point to be helping someone to get better.
All right, then here's a question. So, what happens if you have a training partner who's the same weight class and you see him going up the ranking and now he's becoming one of the top athletes? What are you going to do now?
I don't fight him. Any
Train in
tournament-
the same gym, but like, yeah.
No, I would train with him. It's fine. But like, if you go
You don't
for
compete with
IBJJF
him.
Worlds, I let him win. I don't care about winning titles or anything like that. I wouldn't accept a super fight against a person that I train every day. For me, there is no point. People that train with me, for me, they are family.
There we
They are
go.
not blood, but they are family. So there is a lot of respect in it for me. So it's like, if you go for tournaments, I don't care. I will let you pass. It's like, for
There we
me,
go.
it doesn't really matter. I don't want to ruin a friendship over a tournament. You know. So I was lucky that growing up, I didn't have anybody in my weight class growing up on the same gym. Honestly, not even on the black belt. I think I closed out probably twice. It's more IBJJF tournament, but I'm the type of person, like, if we cross path and we train together, I will let you go.
There we go. Wow, that's if someone offers you a super match, you would not accept it, right?
Training
Against a
partners?
training partner. But if you cross paths somewhere in the competition, you would just say, okay, it's yours.
Go ahead.
Take
It's
it.
all yours.
Okay, I see. That's actually very interesting. But has that ever happened to you when you had to do that?
No, that never happened. Because usually on IBJJF, I think you face each other in finals.
Right.
And then I was never able to face like a training partner on a major tournament. That was only opens. So opens, I'm like, there is no point for us to fight. But we'll just close out, basically.
And you said that you don't care about the titles.
Not really.
What do you care about in your BJJ career? What is the most important thing that you want to achieve, if not the title then?
I think now is more about performing. I think when I think too much about the titles, I put some pressure on myself that stop me from performing. You know, I'm in a phase of my life, in my career, where I want to be a good example for my family, for my nephews and nieces. And then regardless the outcome, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going, you know. In life, there's going to be always good days and bad days. So jiu-jitsu for me, at the end of the day, is work. Right, Sunday I'm going to go there. It's going to be a war, but it's work for me. It can be a great day of work. It could just be a bad day, and that's okay. Monday
Right.
I go back home. Tuesday I go back work. Training and then get dieting and get ready for whatever's next, right? But right now I'm in a place where, like, okay, I want to spend more time trying to chase titles that I haven't accomplished yet. ACB belts, 70 kilos. Maybe, who knows, I'll win 70 kilos and then I challenge Dante for the 75 kilos. Do things that, like, will challenge me as a person, as a professional. And it's more like personal goals than like feeding my soul. You understand? So it's like, I do want to be a BJJ world champion, for sure. But I don't think that's the time right now. I'm chasing different stuff.
So you're saying like, it's almost focusing less on the titles is creating opportunities for you and conditions for you to actually get those titles, right?
Yes. And also, like, I have my own gym. And then right now I'm based and I train with my own students. I want to prove them that I can win, be the best athletes in the world in a training where they train every day. So they see me working. They see me like hustling every day, and they travel the world fighting the best in the world and still winning. So it's like, it doesn't matter where you are, use the conditions that you have, you can achieve anything. I do believe that's a lot of about the mindset, and also be surrounded by great people, you know. But yeah, right now I think I have accomplished a good amount of titles in my life. There is a lot of titles that I probably will not even try again, or won't have the chance to fight one more time, and I'm fine with that.
So one of your motivations right now is to show your students, okay, the things I'm teaching you and the way I'm telling you to train, this is the result that you can possibly get from it.
Basically, leading by example. You know, they see me training every day. They see me like I'm at the gym, either training or teaching. And I also, like, it's very interesting. I'm at a point of my life that there is several days that I train super hard and several days that they train super light. So I'm teaching them like how to balance as well. Of course, each person is different. Maybe your body can go a little more intense every day than I do.
Push a little bit more.
Yes. But I'm trying to teach them as well. You know, it's like, if I'm doing it with training with my blue belts and purple belts, and I do have black belts, of course, as well. But the majority of my students are lower belts. So it's like if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. You know, just like trying to motivate them, like being in a room that like I can be light, can be like guide them towards greatness. You know, and I think my whole life was like that. You know, if I talk about my life for them, sometimes they don't even know like what I went through in life to be where I am right now. And I'm very proud. You know, it's like you always go over some challenge, and sometimes you just gotta keep pushing through. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a great day. Like later on, you're gonna find out, oh, it was important to keep pushing through, keep training hard, keep like, regardless of the result that will happen 3 months ago, I'm here now. You know, so it's like always keep looking forward. What's next? What can I do better? What can I get better at? You know.
How many years have you been doing jiu-jitsu now?
Ooh, 16 years.
Now, how does it feel when you are now standing in your academy, looking at those young white belts? And remember, like it was just yesterday when I was the same. What does it feel like right now for you? Is this experience kind of surreal? Does it feel like you were talking to yourself, but a younger version? Like
basically. And then also, I was not the very athletic. I was not talented
it's crazy
at all. So I had to.
You were not very athletic, you say?
I was not athletic. I was not even talent. Some people, they are natural talents to fight someone. I was just a small kid, little chubby, not strong at all. Anybody would beat me up in training. And then I think consistency throughout the years. Jiu-jitsu for me was like Monday to Saturday for like the first 6 years of my life. So a lot of kids that start training when I started training, 5 years later when they came back to train, they're like, oh, you're a different person. Like, yeah, consistency. So it's like for me, I can relate a lot with them. Like, it's okay. It's not everybody who is talented to do something. Right. But if you keep training, you can condition yourself. You can get better. You know, the more you do this, the better you get.
Right.
So it's like, I can tell them from experience. And I show them pictures of myself. They're like, oh yeah, you are never athletic.
Yeah, probably throughout your career now as an athlete, you probably had hundreds, if not thousands, of training partners. And you probably saw so many talented people not getting anywhere. And so many, well, let's say not talented, but maybe even sometimes having zero talent, but with consistency
and discipline
and hard work and actually dedicating your time and effort and who actually got somewhere.
Yep.
Now, at what point have you noticed that actually in your career? Like, you know what? I can do this. I can be one of the top athletes in the world, even though I'm not exactly the most talented of the kids.
I think when I first left Brazil to compete in California was a blue belt. You know, it was like, actually, it was in Brazil, Brasileiros. Brasileiros for us, like Brazilian nationals, I would say for the color belts is one of the hardest tournament. And I was just home, like, I didn't have much money to travel around the world. Some people do like ACBJJ Worlds as a juvenile. I didn't have the opportunity. So my first big tournament was Brasileiros. And I remember like going from my hometown and flying to São Paulo to fly Brazilian nationals, and I subbed everybody. But nobody knew who I was.
Were you as well surprised?
Yes, I was not surprised, I would say, because of all the amount of work I have been putting on the last 6 years.
Exactly.
I think that was just the opportunity to show the people who I was. You know, so I was like, I knew I was in a point that I was like, oh, I just need the opportunity to show them how good I am. And at the time, I was actually having some pressure from the family, like, hey, you gotta get a job. You gotta get a job. I was like, I'm gonna be an athlete. They're like, what do you mean? Like, there is no money in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, there was something inside that like, keep it going. It's gonna be a great turnout in a couple of years. But I won Brazilian Nationals, sub everybody, went back home, everybody was in shock. Besides my training partner and professor, everybody was like, oh shit, he went to São Paulo and sub everybody. And then right after went to California, and then he found Key Worlds BJJF and got second. That's when things started like, okay, now I was raised by a family, like poor family. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. I always had food, always had water, but my family was never able to sponsor my dream, I'd say. So I always had to get help from people. So when I first went to California and came back home, I was like, I think I can make this a living. I think this can be like the way to change my life. So
16 years of training, now coaching, now challenging our champion to become an ACBJJ champ.
Yes, sir.
What is your message for all of the fans and people that want to support you on August 30th?
Guys, make sure you tune in online on the YouTube for ACB, Or if you are in Istanbul, Turkey, make sure that you guys come and watch in live. The show is amazing. I have seen highlights from the last shows. I have been myself to one show. I think I was a brown belt in São Paulo. Lucas Rocha, the guy who gave my black belt, he was competing. So I was always a big fan of ACB. It's gonna be me and Gary Bag. I do believe that we can be the fight of the night. It's gonna be a clash of styles, but I also have so many great competitors that stack cards. So if you are in town, you don't wanna miss it. If you are anywhere in the world, you can watch it online. So there is no excuse. And everybody likes good jiu-jitsu and good match. So tune in, you're not gonna regret it.
Let's go, my man. Thank you so much. Amazing.
Appreciate it.
Amazing.